Good morning. I'm meteorologist Tony Petrarch in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. It's actually early Saturday morning. It's almost 1:15 in the morning. So still here. I want to give you a quick update on the potential for some strong to borderline severe thunderstorms to be coming through during the overnight and pre-dawn hours. And, some of these storms could produce some localized wind damage. Pete Mangione will be in actually shortly at 3 o'clock in the morning. Goes on the air at 6 a.m. on Channel 12, but if there's any severe weather before that, we'll notify you sooner. But certainly check in with Pete and the Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock on your Saturday morning. But let me show you what we're looking at, why we're a little concerned about some of these storms being strong to borderline severe. Now, we're taping this as of, what time is it? It's almost it's 1:15 in the morning. And locally, not much going on right now other than a few isolated showers and some downpours. But you widen out the view, and it's out towards the Mid-Atlantic near New York City, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, this area right in here. Some pretty strong storms. Had some history of rotation, and at one point even had a few tornado warnings out here in New Jersey. So all of this is tracking off now to the east and northeast. So I'm anticipating the arrival time here in southern New England sometime between, say, 4 and 8 o'clock in the morning. That's kind of the window that we're trying to narrow down as far as the potential for some of these strong storms coming through. Getting real close, and you can see these little clusters in New Jersey, just outside of New York City. And, the Doppler radar has indicated at times that some of these have had some rotation. So this is why, even though the chance is pretty low, it's very slight that some of these rotating storms could come through here during the pre-dawn hours. And there's just the outside small chance of a spin-up or an isolated tornado. I mean, the chance is very low, but obviously even a low chance is one that bears at least highlighting and mentioning. That's what we're doing right now. So the best chances for thunderstorms in general between roughly 3 a.m. and 9 a.m. And most storms won't produce a tornado at all, but more than likely what we call straight line wind damage, so strong wind gusts as they come through. But again, there's the outside chance, based on what we're seeing in New Jersey right now, that there may be some kind of rotation with some of these storms. I'm going to watch the Doppler radar closely during the pre-dawn hours for that slight possibility. This is actually a file photo. This did not happen, but to give you an idea that some neighborhoods may, see tree limb damage and power line damage, something that we'll keep an eye on during the pre-dawn. So potential impacts, well, certainly heavy rain overnight, early in the morning. Going to watch the rivers and streams. I'm not expecting anything extreme with the river flooding. There is a flood watch, though, for the Patuxent River in Cranston and Warwick, so there may be some minor flooding on that river, but certainly heavy downpours are likely overnight, early morning, strong straight-line wind gusts, and as we highlighted earlier, with some of these rotating thunderstorms, slight chance of an isolated spin-up or tornado. Again, even a low, slight chance is one that, bears highlighting, and that's what we're doing here. Once the storms move out, later Saturday morning, it'll actually dry out and clear out later Saturday afternoon, but there'll still be a high wind. There'll be a high wind advisory Saturday afternoon and evening, even though the weather is clearing. So within the cooler, drier air that'll be rushing in Saturday afternoon and evening, the winds will still be gusty. And that's why, even though thunderstorms will be gone Saturday afternoon, there's still a high wind advisory through early on Saturday evening. At this taping now, this is almost 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. I mean, look at these temperatures. Incredibly warm and very humid, too. And, these thunderstorms feed on some of this abnormally warm, humid air for this time of year, and why some of these storms will have some downpours and may be locally strong. So the area of low pressure that we're tracking is in between New York City and Washington. So this whole low pressure area will move north and east, and all these dynamics will come together on top of us during the early morning hours to give us some of these stronger thunderstorms. This is a computer radar simulation as to what the radar may look like. And you can see between 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, computer is highlighting this deep area in purple right in here. This is some intense rain, strong wind, and some thunderstorms that'll be passing through here 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And take note, some of these darker areas of purple, I know it doesn't look like much. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's another one out here. And these are indications that some isolated stronger storms that may have some rotation as they pass through during the early morning hours. They're brief, they're intense, but that risk is there of a spin up, and that's something that we'll watch very closely. Notice by 9 o'clock, excuse me, 9 o'clock in the morning, a lot of this is actually lifting out and moving out. So for the early morning hours, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m., some strong storms and warm and windy. And by afternoon, just a lingering shower early, otherwise drying out with some partial clearing. But even with the drier air coming in, there's still some strong wind gusts, and why there's a high wind advisory. So just wanted to give you a quick, brief overview this early morning. That's the phone. And this, you just heard my phone, and this brings up a good point. If you download the app, our Pinpoint Weather app, if there's any kind of a severe weather that's coming through, whether it be a thunderstorm warning, winter storm, tornado warning, anything like that, you'll get a tone on your phone at 24/7. So it's always kind of, if you can download that, you'll always know when storms are approaching. And I just got a tone here, though it wasn't a storm warning, but somebody texting me. But anyhow, so that's the latest. Stay tuned. Pete will be in here in a couple of hours, and he goes on live at Eyewitness News beginning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we'll keep you updated throughout the early morning and afternoon. Thanks for watching.